Stucky stop, make a stucky stop. Take a 5-minute stretch or browse for a while. Relax.
Take a stucky stop.
We put the fast in fast food since 1959. Henry's Hamburgers.
Hungry for Henry's, hungry for Henry's, I'm hungry for Henry's.
The vibrant dining scene of the 1960s was home to iconic establishments that many of us still fondly remember, from Howard Johnson's to Sambo's. As we reminisce about these beloved spots, how many of us long for the unique flavors and experiences they provided? Join us as we explore 15 forgotten restaurants from the 1960s that we all miss. Howard Johnson's, known as Hojo's, was a popular restaurant chain that started in 1925 in Quincy, Massachusetts. It began as a small soda fountain and grew to become the largest restaurant chain in the United States by the 1960s. Recognized for its bright orange roofs and 28 flavors of ice cream, Howard Johnson's became a favorite along American highways. The chain gained fame for its consistent quality and family-friendly vibe, with clam strips becoming a signature dish loved by many. At its peak, Howard Johnson's had over 1,000 locations, but the rise of fast food chains in the 1970s led to a decline, with the final restaurant closing in Lake George, New York in 2022. Howard Johnson's rise was remarkable, but what happened to roadside stops like Stucky's? Let's explore.
It's Happy Highways from Stucky's. Happy Highways is a brand new travel game with plenty of excitement. Stop at Stucky's for super shakes, delicious hamburgers, and yummy candy.
Stucky's began in 1937 as a small roadside pecan stand in Eastman, Georgia. It quickly grew into a popular chain known for its pecan log rolls and quirky souvenirs. By the 1960s, Stucky's had over 368 locations across the United States, becoming a favorite stop for travelers looking for snacks and unique gifts. The brand was famous for its friendly service and blue-roofed stores. Stucky's was the first to combine a convenience store with a restaurant, influencing modern travel stops. The company faced challenges in the 1970s after being sold, but it has revived under Stephanie Stuckey, the founder's granddaughter, with around 20 locations still open today. Stuckey's iconic success faded with new ownership. But what unique and shortened journey did Minnie Pearl's take? Discover the quick success that shaped its legacy.
And of course, plenty of Minnie Pearl's chicken. Plump, tasty, golden brown chicken. Maybe you won't get the chance to enjoy dinner with Minnie Pearl, but you can enjoy dinner with Minnie Pearl's chicken.
Minnie Pearl's Fried Chicken, named after the famous country comedian Minnie Pearl, started in 1966 with hopes of competing with Kentucky Fried Chicken. The chain quickly grew, opening over 500 franchises across the southern United States. Known for its crispy fried chicken and the friendly image of Minnie Pearl, it became a popular choice for many families. Minnie Pearl even appeared in advertisements, which helped connect the brand to customers. Despite its early success, the chain faced big problems due to financial mismanagement and false revenue reports, leading to bankruptcy by 1971 and the closure of most locations. Today, the brand is fondly remembered for its charm and delicious food. Minnie Pearl's Fried Chicken had a brief but memorable journey. How did Sizzler rise? Next.
Them prime rib bones,
So hurry to the Sizzler for all the big beefy ribs you can eat.
them bones.
Served with a juicy sirloin steak, broiled to order.
Nobody does it quite the way you do.
Sizzler is a family steakhouse that became popular for its affordable steak dinners and all-you-can-eat salad bars. It provided a full-service dining experience at a price just above fast food. In the 1960s and 1970s, the chain grew quickly, reaching over 270 locations at its highest point. A memorable addition was the free grilled cheese bread roll, which helped curb appetites and became a favorite among diners. Sizzler faced challenges starting in the late 1980s due to more competition and lower food quality. The company went bankrupt in 1996 and again in 2020, but around 84 locations are still open in the United States today. Sizzler's journey reflects the challenges of fast, casual dining. Could Henry's Hamburgers have avoided a similar fate? Discover the story ahead.
A great tradition of better taste, served in record time.
Seafood, you'll love Henry's delicious fish sandwich. Flaky white, seaside fresh.
Henry's Hamburgers was started in 1954 by Bressler's Ice Cream Company to take advantage of the fast food trend. Named after Henry Bressler, the chain quickly grew, reaching over 200 locations by the early 1960s. It was famous for the slogan, "Aren't you hungry for a Henry's?" and offered burgers for just 15 cents, making it a favorite for families and travelers. They advertised 10 burgers for $1, which attracted budget-conscious customers. The unique design and memorable marketing helped create a strong brand. By the mid-1970s, repeated mergers and financial issues led to many closures, leaving just one Henry's Hamburgers in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Henry's Hamburgers may have faded, but what made Shakey's Pizza so memorable during the same era?
Shakey's, the greatest pizza for everyone. You're something else at Shakey's.
This Shakey's family-size Hawaiian Delight Pizza, you also get a free pitcher of Pepsi.
Right.
In fact, right
Shakey's Pizza quickly became a favorite dining spot after it opened in Sacramento, California in 1954. Known for its lively atmosphere, Shakey's combined pizza with live Dixieland jazz, creating a fun dining experience. The restaurant gained popularity in the 1960s for its enjoyable setting and tasty thin-crust pizza, fried chicken, and mojo potatoes. At its peak in 1968, Shakey's had 342 locations, marked by its rustic design and memorable logo. The chain also contributed to the community by hosting fundraisers and events. The decline began in the late 1970s due to competition and changing tastes. But as of 2019, around 58 locations still operated, mainly in California and Washington. Shakey's vibrant atmosphere and delicious offerings faded over time. But what happened to Carol's next?
Food turns you on, turn into carols. Drive right in and have the meal of your life.
Carol's was a popular fast food chain that started in Syracuse, New York in 1960. It became well known for its signature club burger and unique double-decker design. The catchy jingle, "Carol's is the place to be," and its bright orange and white colors made it memorable for families and young people. At its peak in the late 1960s, Carol's had more than 150 locations across the United States. The chain introduced innovative menu items like the Whopper, later adopted by Burger King, and a self-service salad bar. Unfortunately, by the early 1980s, most Carol's locations had closed or become Burger King outlets, leaving only a few original locations today. Carol's charm faded, but what made Mr. Steak a beloved dining destination in its time? Let's discover the rise of this iconic steakhouse next.
At Mr. Steak, America's steak expert, where quality food and service cost less. Enjoy naturally great USDA choice steak. No tenderizers or preservatives added. Bring the family.
Mr. Steak was a well-known steakhouse chain that started in 1962 in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It was famous for offering tasty steaks at reasonable prices. The restaurant had a warm, family-friendly vibe and featured signature meals like the Mr. Steak Special, making it a popular dining choice in the 1960s. At its peak, Mr. Steak had 278 locations across the United States. The brand used a cheerful mascot and Western-themed decor to attract customers. They also introduced creative marketing ideas, such as free meals on birthdays. The chain began to decline in the 1980s after trying to add more items to the menu, and most locations closed by the early 1990s, with the final restaurant closing in 2009. Mr. Steak's rise and fall leaves us curious about other iconic chains. What happened to Pioneer Chicken? Next.
A lot of contenders have challenged my taste buds, but Pioneer Chicken really knocks me out. Pioneer Chicken, the taste, that sets the pace.
Pioneer Chicken started in 1961 in Echo Park, Los Angeles, and quickly became a popular fried chicken chain. It was known for its bright orange, crispy fried chicken and unique menu items like gizzards and livers, which helped it stand out in the fast food market. The chain's mascots, Pioneer Pete, and its Western-themed decor added to its appeal. At its peak in the 1980s, Pioneer Chicken had 270 locations, mainly in California, supported by celebrity endorsements from people like O.J. Simpson and Chick Hearn. The chain began to decline in the late 1980s due to competition and financial issues. And by 1993, most locations changed to Popeyes. Today, only 2 original locations remain in Los Angeles. Pioneer Chicken's rise and fall raises an interesting question. How did Lums capture the dining scene?
Why, come to Lum's, good buddy. They grill the steaks just perfect. And the fish fried dinner is so tender and delicious.
Lums, started by Stuart and Clifford Perlman in Miami Beach, Florida, became well known for its hot dogs steamed in beer. This unique cooking style and relaxed dining atmosphere made Lums popular, especially among college students. The chain grew rapidly in the 1960s and 1970s, reaching over 400 locations at its peak. Lums even owned Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas for a while. The restaurant's bright red and white logo became iconic. Lums was one of the first chains to sell stock on the American Stock Exchange in 1969. Despite attempts to revive the brand after bankruptcy in 1978, most locations closed by the early 1980s, with the final restaurant closing in 2009. Lums had its time in the spotlight, but what led to Shoney's rise in popularity? Discover how this iconic chain evolved next.
A meal that comes with Shoney's garden fresh soup, salad, and fruit bar. Shoney's beef tips and noodles dinner.
Shoney's started as a drive-in restaurant called Parquet in 1947 in Charleston, West Virginia. It became a big boy franchise in 1952 and changed its name to Shoney's 2 years later. Known for its friendly atmosphere and southern hospitality, Shoney's gained popularity for affordable, hearty meals like breakfast buffets and burgers. The Shoney Bear mascot and the red and white logo became iconic symbols of the brand. At its peak in the 1980s, Shoney's had over 1,300 locations in the United States. Today, it has around 58 locations, mainly in the southeastern United States, focusing on fresh food and community involvement to maintain its legacy. Shoney's iconic legacy leaves us curious. What happened to the beloved Red Barn chain? Let's explore.
Looking for a place that offers more, the one that'll please the whole crowd. Red Barn, with the burgers, chicken and fish, and fresh salad as much as you wish. They've got cheese busters, barn busters, big barns.
Red Barn was a popular fast food chain that became well known for its barn-shaped buildings and friendly image. Its menu included burgers, fried chicken, and fish, with famous items like the Big Barney and Barn Buster burgers. At its peak in the 1960s, Red Barn had over 400 locations in the United States and Canada, attracting families with its fun atmosphere and creative marketing, featuring characters like Hamburger Hungry and Chicken Hungry. Sadly, the chain started to decline in the late 1970s due to rising competition and money problems. By the early 1980s, most locations closed, and today the brand is fondly remembered for its unique charm and delicious food. Red Barn's charm faded, but what other beloved chains faced a similar fate? Let's explore Weston's. Weston's was a popular restaurant chain from the 1960s, known for its cozy, family-friendly vibe and tasty home-cooked meals. It quickly became famous for hearty breakfasts, comfort food, and friendly service. Signature dishes like the Weston Special breakfast platter and homemade pies became iconic. The rustic decor with wooden beams and vintage memorabilia added to its charm. At its peak in the late 1960s, Weston's had over 200 locations across the United States, especially in small towns and suburban areas, becoming a community gathering spot. The rise of fast food chains and changing dining habits led to a decline in the 1980s, and now only a few Westons remain, mostly in the Midwest. Westons thrived in cozy communities, but what happened to other dining pioneers like Burger Chef? Let's explore.
Open wide, America. Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you. 100% all beef. You're gonna love our burgers.
Open wide, America, you never can forget.
Burger Chef was a fast food pioneer, known for its flame-broiled burgers and popular items like the Big Chef and Super Chef. In 1973, it introduced the first kids' meal called the Fun Meal, which included a toy and puzzles, ahead of McDonald's Happy Meal. At its peak in 1973, Burger Chef had over 1,200 restaurants in the United States and Canada. The chain featured a barn-themed design and mascots, Burger Chef and Jeff, which made it memorable. Despite early success, Burger Chef faced challenges in the late 1970s from rising competition and financial issues, leading to its sale to Hardee's in 1982. The final Burger Chef closed in 1996. Burger Chef's rise and fall set the stage for another intriguing story. What led to Sambo's success and struggles? Let's find out next.
Sambo's, a quarter still goes a long way. Every time an adult has dinner at Sambo's, a little adult also gets a meal. Sambo's, we're bringing down the high price of bringing up your kids.
Sambo's was a popular restaurant chain started in Santa Barbara, California in 1957 by Sam Battistone Sr. and Newell Bonnet. Known for its pancakes and diner-style menu, Sambo's offered a range of meals including the famous Papa Jumbo breakfast. The restaurant's name and decor were inspired by the children's book Little Black Sambo, featuring a boy in a turban and tigers. At its peak in 1979, Sambo's had 1,117 locations across the United States, known for friendly service and affordable meals. Racial issues connected to the name led to protests and legal challenges, contributing to its decline and bankruptcy in 1981. The original location is now called Chad's. As we wrap up our nostalgic journey through these 15 forgotten restaurants from the 1960s, which one do you miss the most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And thanks for watching.